Ayo gamers, it's Pufuu here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, you've been asking for it and I'm here to give it to you. Splatoon 3 merchandise! I'm going to be showing off some concepts I've made for the Switch, Switch Lite, Pro Controller, and Joy-Cons. So without further ado, let's get to it. Hold it. Hear me out. I get it. This looks like a vomit of colors. But Nintendo has kind of strayed away from their crazier designs since the N64. I mean, they used to have transparent controllers and consoles, and Nintendo has been experimenting lately, as you may see with the Legend of Zelda Joy-Cons. And to stick up with that trend, I decided to give these Joy-Cons a little bit more of a chaotic look. Okay, so here are my designs for Splatoon 3 Joy-Cons. The previous design is a little bit more simplistic, but this time the shells of each Joy-Con are yellow and purple, but the buttons themselves will contrast the colors of the shell. So we got yellow buttons with a purple shell, and we got purple buttons with a yellow shell. Oh, you'll also notice that the shells actually have a print of splatters and other things on them. I think Splatoon is a game that has a lot of colorful components to it, and it would kind of make sense if Nintendo went a little bit chaotic on their designs. Like, why not? I'm pretty sure the fandom would still buy it regardless. So here we are at
the Switch.
I decided to stick with the color theme of Splatoon 3 in general, and that is yellow, purple, and teal. So as you can see, I have decided to stick with a black color for the Switch Lite this time around. But it's not just a reflective black like the Wii U gamepad. Instead, it's matte black. It's a little bit on the more bluer side, so maybe more of a navy black. But I think this color really pop out colored buttons. So you see what I've included is actually a squid and an octopus. What you'll also notice is that there's these kind of strange sticker design patterns throughout the Switch Lite's shell. And the reason why they have these here is because in Splatoon 3, majority of the backgrounds have this sort of pattern that they include. So I decided to incorporate that in the design. You could also see that I have also included different colored buttons and joysticks. Now, Nintendo doesn't primarily use this in most of their special edition Switches, but this time around, I decided to stick with it for our Switch Lite. I think, if I'm not wrong, there is only one Switch that does use a colored joystick and colored buttons, and that is the Switch Lite edition of Sword and Shield. To stay true to Nintendo's authenticity and design, I decided to make sure that the format of the box art matched with that of the Pokemon box art, so we'll do a comparison. Here's my version, and here's the Pokemon Sword and Shield edition of the Switch Lite. They have the same layout and general position of everything, but this time around, I actually took inspiration from the Splatoon 2 Pro Controller box art, so here's that. So what you'll notice is that there's actually colored buttons. I have stuck with 2 yellow joysticks, and the D-pad and some of the buttons are purple. The triggers on the back are also turquoise, just to stick with that theme of Splatoon 3, because I think it'd be a nice touch if Nintendo gave their designs a little bit more personality to it. Oh, look at that. The capture button is blue and turquoise. I mean, I don't know. I really like these colors. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments. I want to hear them. What can I change and what can I add to make them better? So you may be asking why I decided to stick with a darker shell for the Switch Lite, and the reason behind that is because Nintendo has actually included quite a bit of black colors in their promotional work. Yeah, so I stick with black because, as you may know, Chaos did win the final Splatfest, and the primary colors of that team were brown. I think they were brown? Yeah, it was a gold color. It was gold and black. So to fit the theme of this game, I decided to stick with black. So here is a closer look of the promotional box art that I designed for the Switch Lite. Previously, Nintendo did sell Splatoon 2 edition Joy-Cons and a Pro Controller, and in those promotional box art, they only had Inklings on it. So, with Splatoon 3 establishing the fact that now Inklings and Noctilings live amongst each other in Splatsville, they are also on the box art. Alright, and here is my Splatoon 3 Pro Controller design. So here is a front shot of the Pro Controller. Unless there's quite a bit of things going on. So to stick with Splatoon 3's aesthetic once again, we are using the same color palette as the rest of the other products I made. So we have is our purple shell that's slightly transparent, and then in front of that we have blue splatters. I think this would really contrast the purple nicely. It looks pretty nice in my opinion. And that transparent shell with the blue splatters that are like fully opaque really help the controller pop out. Gives it a really nice look. You'll also notice that the grips themselves and the D-pad and the buttons are yellow, and then the joysticks and the rest of the other buttons, the plus, minus, capture, and home button, are purple to stick with that same Splatoon 3 logo trend. Here's another angle shot of the Pro controller. You get a different look of it. I think it looks pretty nice in my opinion. I really like the yellow buttons and the yellow D-pad, and just something about this color palette, I don't know. It speaks to me personally. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you buy this or would you not? Yeah, so here's a different angle shot of it. Not much to say aside from the fact that it looks pretty nice. So here's the design for my Splatoon 3 Switch Edition bundle. This was the first one I made, so yes, the design is rather questionable, but I'm sure it looks unique enough that some people might actually like it. So let's talk about it. Man, oh man, have you seen the Mario? What? I already found an error in my own editing.
It was going well. Until you messed up.
That is so sad. What is it? Look. It's cut out there. Bro, there's so many errors with this. It looks wrong too. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay. So this is the bundle that I designed. Very similar to the Splatoon 2 one. I decided to stick with Nintendo's same formatting, you know, gotta give it stick on brand, stay on brand. But I went a little bit more crazy with the colors. So yeah. The first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that the Switch has a colored grip. If you've seen the Mario 35th Anniversary bundle, Nintendo did include a blue Joy-Con grip. This time around, I decided to stick with a teal Joy-Con grip because Nintendo did include teal in their promotional work. The border of the actual Switch console itself is yellow because Nintendo has made their Mario version, I think it was red for the Mario. Yes, the Mario edition was red. But for Splatoon, I stuck with yellow. And then for the dock itself, there's quite a bit of stuff going on. It's definitely way more chaotic. The Joy-Cons these are just a version 1 of them, but as you may have seen in my other part that I covered about the Joy-Cons, I've improved them ever since. So yeah, this is just some general design I made for the Switch edition. It could obviously be improved on, but hey, if you're a fan of the colors, then I'm sure you'll like it. So, if you didn't know, the Splatoon 2 Switch bundle did include a Switch carrying case. I decided to include that as well in the Splatoon 3 edition bundle, except this time, there are actually yellow and purple zippers because the game's logo, and plus, we gotta add those extra little stickers that Nintendo included in their promotional work as well. Yeah, so that's really it, and here's a better look at the Switch. Look at this, that took quite a bit of editing.
Not as much as this video.
So yeah, that's the design I made. Guys, before we end the video, I'm hosting a surprise giveaway. If you want to enter, all you gotta do is comment your favorite Splatoon 3 edition product in this video. And you can win a chance to get a PNG of your favorite product. Yeah, just a PNG. Yeah, so subscribe. Until next time, Pufuu offline. Okay, man, while I was editing this, it took me so long to find a PNG. Did you hear that?